Last episode on True Future, Harel and I discussed how forward-thinking Israel is, especially in medtech. But I'm curious, what's next?
Is Israel going to be a Silicon Valley of transactions, or where are we going from here?
I've seen too many entrepreneurs in Israel that are building companies for an exit. And I think this is the wrong approach. I think those skill sets needs to be more enhanced in Israel in the next few years. We need to understand that we may need to learn them from the US that know how to better build corporations.
What I had found fascinating was Harel's thoughts on how Israel can position itself moving forward.
A lot of people build a product and think this is a company and they can sell it. And many companies in Israel, when you look at them, they are one product. If we really want to establish this infrastructure, a company like J&J, like Medtronic, like Boston Scientific, they are successful because they have offerings, not just one product. And in order for us to be successful, we need to think about not one entrepreneur, another one being successful with their product, but how do we maybe integrate 2 or 3 different early stage companies that together will have a better offering. For example, if you have a delivery system like you saw with Microbot, here's the robot.
This is the robot.
That's it.
You keep on keeping everything small here.
Because of our one and done system, we have our own integrated guide wire and microcatheter. What we're doing at Microbot is actually completely redefining the way you had thought about this procedure. Can you integrate a new stent or a new balloon or a new embolization system that now you not only I didn't get you to the target only, but I was able to allow you to do a certain procedure. Now we have a company. I meet too many companies that we talk about their product and then I said, okay, that's your budget, what's your regulatory process? And they said, we don't know yet. But if you start developing it, then your specs can change and your budget can change significantly according to your regulatory path. Same thing with commercialization. It's gotta be in your plan from day one, not as an Israeli or as an American thinking R&D, Israeli thinking operations. You really need to think from day one as American, Chinese, European, whatever your target market is. And you may be surprised to say, my first target market is Europe, or it's China. And you need to integrate it. Obviously, I still believe that the US market, because of reimbursement, skill sets and so on, should be the primary market. And then you expand and grow. And that should be integrated from day one. And that's what Medix is doing. This is why in my incubator, in our incubator, we have partners such as Boston Scientific. From day one, we have the input of a corporate. This is why we have the input from private investors from day one. This is why Sheba Medical Center is a partner to the incubator, so we get from day one an input from physician, clinicians saying, will I adopt it or not? And that's what we need to do from day one. It costs money and it's a bigger risk, true, but the reward eventually is much bigger.